All right, so today is April 6th, and for our math lesson today, since we've had spring break and I was able to get these packets out to you, initially we were going to go ahead and take this test once we came back to school. We were going to have those 2 weeks of at-home learning and have spring break and then come back to school. And the plan was that I was going to pick back up by giving my students their Chapter 8 test, which is why I didn't send it home. However, in your packets that you received right before spring break, your packet number 2 from me, it was either left in your mailbox or I delivered it to you at the school. I included this Chapter 8 test because since we're not back at school, I do want to have students complete this and hopefully be able to look over these before the end of the school year and see maybe what skills need to be revisited. But since we've had spring break, I want to revisit this and just see what stuck and what are they still doing really well with on this, because this is addition and subtraction. That's a very important skill. They're going to definitely need to know how to do this 2-digit addition and subtraction to be ready for 2nd grade. So I would like for families to let this be considered like a test when they're taking it at home. So please do not guide their answers or give them answers. I want this to kind of let the children kind of hear me through asking the question and guiding them, and then just let them answer it and just leave it as it is. If you all want to talk about any questions that they get wrong, if you want to mark it on their test, and then talk about it afterward, that would be fine. But I kind of want to see where they are based on this test. So this is very similar to the review test that we did before spring break, but this is just one more round of checking their understanding. So we are going to do this entire 4 pages today, and then we will start a new chapter focus tomorrow. So first graders, Chapter 8 test. This is 2-digit addition and subtraction, and we are looking at number 1. So number 1 is asking you to write each addition or subtraction problem in the box below the answer. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems, and you have to write all 5 of those under the 8, under the 9, or under the 12, depending on what the answer is. So 5 plus 8, whatever that answer is, I would write that answer just right there. Go ahead and solve that problem and write your answer there so that you know which box it's going to go under the 8, under the 9, or under the 12. So if 5 plus 3 equals 8, then you would write 5 plus 3 under the 8. If it equals 9, you would write it under the 9, and if it equals 12, you would write it under the 12. So you're going to do the same thing for 4 plus 4. What does that equal? And then write 4 plus 4 under the 8, the 9, or the 12, based on the answer. 15 minus 6. What is that answer? And then write that problem matching the answer, 8, 9, or 12. 9 plus 3. And 16 minus 7. So parents, feel free to pause the video at any time. I'm going to move a little quicker than what it's going to take the students to answer just to get moving along. So pause the video at any time that your child needs more response time. So make sure you do all 5 of those problems listed under 8, 9, or 12 as the answer. Number 2, choose all the ways that name the model. So you've got sets of 10 here. You've got sets of 10 here. So does this model represent 9? If it does, shade that circle in. Does that model represent 2 10s and 7 1s? If it does, shade that in. Does that model represent 20 plus 70? If it does, shade that in. And does that model represent 90? If it does, shade the circle in. Number 3 is a word problem, so we are going to use cubes to solve our word problem. So we're going to circle the numbers, underline the question, box the keywords, evaluate and plan, and then solve the problem. So Bruno has 90 shirts in his store. He sells 40 of them. So what does that word sells mean? So what do you think that would be doing? Adding to the 90 or taking away from the 90 that he has in his store? He has 90 shirts in his store. He sells 40 of them. How many shirts are left? So there's another keyword for you. How many are left? So are you going to be adding or subtracting? Show your work. So you need to show me how you solve that. If it's a picture, that's fine. If it's vertical or horizontally writing out the numbers, that's fine. But show your work over here and your final answer to how many shirts are left. All right, on to page 2. We're looking at number 4, and it says use the hundreds chart to add. Count on by ones or tens. So whatever it is that it's asking you to do. So it is asking us to add 54 plus 20. So when we move by ones, we either add ones or take away ones. When we add tens, we go down a row. When we subtract tens, we go up a row. So we are going to start at 54 and we are adding 20. So do whatever you need to do from 54 to add 20 to that and find your answer, your final answer. Then you're just going to explain to me, how did you use this chart? What movements did you make to get to your sum? One sentence, that's all I need. Number 5, use this model, draw to show how to add the ones. So you're starting here. This is showing you 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. This is showing you your 3. 1, 2, 3. So, how do we combine those two models to add our 24 plus 3? You can draw another picture over here to combine them, or you can write it vertical. However you need to draw to show how to add those counters, and then give me your final answer. 24 plus 3 more. Number 6, use the model, draw to show how to make a 10. So this time you've got, this is your 37. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. This over here is your 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are adding 37 plus 6. So since we have 7 ones plus 6 ones, that's enough to make a group of 10. So over here, it's wanting you to draw to show those numbers, 37 plus 6. How would you make a group of 10 out of those 7 ones and 6 ones? You would regroup into a set of 10, and then you're going to have some ones left over. So how would you solve that out? You can draw another picture, or you can write it out vertically and solve if you would like. Either way, just show your work and put your final answer here. Write the addition sentence that the model shows and solve. So you've got your 10s and your 1s. That's going to make one number. Then you've got another set of 10s and 1s. That's going to be your second number. When you add all of this together, what is your final answer? So tell me the first number, the second number, and the total. 8 and 9, you are subtracting and adding, and you are bubbling in your answer. So what is the difference? That is subtraction. So 13 minus 8, you're bubbling in 5, 6, 9, or 10. One answer. That's it. 5, 6, 9, or 10. Over here it says, what is the sum? So you are adding 30 plus 40. Is that 20, 50, 70, or 80? Bubble in your answer. All right, on the last page, number 10, Gina has 14 pennies. Her brother gives her 23 more. That's a key word there, more. So what does that tell us? Are we going to add or subtract if we are getting more? How many pennies does Jenny have now? Circle the number that makes this sentence true. So 14, she had 14, her brother gives her 23 more. So does she have 37, 34, or 33 pennies now? Circle your answer. Number 11, you are matching the sentences that count on and back by the same group of tens. Okay, so you've got 47 plus 40. So would that be matched with 56 minus 10, 87 minus 40, or 87 minus 30? Which one is matching by tens? So you're going to draw a line to the subtraction sentence that matches. Then you have 57 plus 30. You're going to draw a line to the subtraction. And 46 plus 10, you're going to draw a line to what matches. And last question, number 12, find the sum of 20 and 32. So the sum means to add 20 plus 32. Use any way you want to add. Write your answer and explain how you solve that problem. One sentence is all I need. Use any way you need to add and explain how you solved. Parents, I will put the answer key up on Class Dojo. If you have any other questions, please let me know.